Did you know that as per a recent survey, a staggering 93% of Indian students only know of 8 to 10 major career options, while in fact there are over 100? You could become a bioinformatician, you could become a food technologist, a virtual reality and game designer, a YouTuber, a prosthetic designer, a sports analyst, drone photographer, artificial intelligence and machine learning specialist. The list is endless. Parents and students may sometimes hesitate to explore these new age careers because they have limited information on the kind of jobs and growth prospects. Which is why Aspire Career Advisory brings to you KYC, or Know Your College. Now, as a career guidance expert, our objective is to provide students with ample information so that they can make the right career and higher education choices. Students are sometimes confused about which would be the ideal college or course to choose. And hence, we are here today with our informational series, KYC, or Know Your College, to talk to different universities to get a clearer idea on the unique courses that they offer, the selection criteria, and the admission procedure. Joining us today is Ms. Natasha Goyal from Plaksha University. Plaksha University aims to reimagine engineering education, enable research innovation, and an entrepreneurial ecosystem. A very warm welcome to you, Natasha, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Pooja. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, can you tell us a little about Plaksha's vision?
Great. Yes, just talking a bit about Plaksha, it is a technology university which is reimagining tech education and research to really create fearless leaders and ethical problem solvers. It is a collective philanthropic effort which is backed by 80 plus academic and business leaders. And an inaugural batch joins us on campus in Mohali in August 2021. So we launch next year.
Fantastic.
To really think about the vision of Plaksha, I would want to showcase a small video. It really highlights what brought a community of academicians, business leaders, and entrepreneurs together.
Correct. I've heard there are over 70 academicians and business leaders involved in the process, right?
Yes. So
Fantastic.
let me just quickly share my screen here.
In general, the engineering education has not evolved enough with times. The attempt with Plaksha is to create a truly world-class, forward-looking university.
Great universities are about building a great community, a great set of faculty, great academic partners, and a great set of people backing the project. Plaksha has all three of them.
Look at the impact the internet and smartphone have had on our lives. The impact of AI and machine learning in times to come is likely to be transformational.
At the end of the day, we are all designing for human beings. We are developing technology for human beings. That is why we are incorporating liberal arts into the curriculum at Plaksha.
At one end, you're doing AI and ML, and then you're looking at ethics and working environment, human psychology.
I think the way we've envisaged Plaksha is it's all about solving for world challenges.
Plaksha is defining a new model of engineering education. The curriculum at Plaksha will involve students to learn new age technologies along with the humanities and social sciences. And all this while also imparting leadership ability and developing their emotional quotient to inspire them to take on big challenges.
Given that we can start from scratch, we pretty much have lots of degrees of freedom.
We are to partner with Plaksha.
So some of the founders at Plaksha have been involved in building Ashoka University, which within a short span of time has become the torchbearer of a liberal arts education in India. Hopefully, Plaksha will do the same in technology.
That's wonderful. So, Natasha, talking about reimagining engineering education, what are the kind of unique courses that are going to be offered at Plaksha?
Yeah. So really first talking about how are we looking to reimagine tech education. So it's based on 4 pillars. The first one is interdisciplinary engineering curriculum. I think from ages we've thought of engineering as electrical engineering, mechanical, computer science, but really the heart of problem solving lies at all of these disciplines coming together. And one of the things that we are planning to do is to dismantle the walls between different disciplines so that a student is able to approach problems from all lenses. So that's one part of it. The second one is about integrating liberal arts, design, and entrepreneurship. At the end of the day, we are creating technology for humans, right? So the ability to understand what problems do humans face, how they think about things, how they approach things, is something which is ingrained in the way curriculums designed throughout the 4 years of the student's journey. The third is hands-on and blended learning. So really focusing a lot on experiential learning, project-based learning. So I'll give an example. We'll have something known as the Grand Challenge Studios, which are projects which students will be doing over the 4 years, which focus on specific challenges which the world is facing. So it could be climate change, personalized education, health-related things, anything. But to give them that practical exposure as well as industry exposure for everything. And last but not the least, when you talk about self and leadership, right? I think again and again, we've been talking about some of the most important skill sets right now are communication, creativity, critical thinking, the ability to collaborate with other people. And that's something which Plaksha plans to integrate throughout its curriculum and make sure that students have access to those opportunities. So really, that's like our academic vision and thinking about everything.
Going to be going through. No, that's very important. So as a career counselor, when I am kind of talking to students and advising them on different career choices, I always tell them, try out a project, do something, do an internship, shadow someone, because until and unless you kind of begin to work with it, you don't understand how well you kind of, take to it in that sense. Yeah.
True, completely.
Fantastic.
So yeah, and just, like coming to the kind of majors which we'll be offering. So in the inaugural year, we plan to offer 4 interdisciplinary majors, and these would be BTECs. So the first one is BTEC in Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence. This is not your traditional computer science degree, right? It has computer science, but it has elements of artificial intelligence, human intelligence, machine learning, human-computer interfaces, all integrated in it. The second one is robotics and cyber physical systems. Again, we want to be in a place where you actually get the cyber world, the physical world, and the human world together, right? So like looking at all three of them together.
Like, the human and technology in that sense. So
exactly. And also like getting elements of robotics, autonomous systems, Internet of Things, and actually creating students who will be graduates who will be able to take on tech leader roles, right? Like to be able to actually create technology which looks at all different aspects of everything. So that's what the second major is all about. The third one is really interesting, right? Like when you talk about biological systems engineering, and in today's world, when you're going through a pandemic right now, the importance of it has increased even more. So it is really looking at what kind of biological data you can use, what data sets you can use, and actually come up with solutions to be able to model large data sets and come up with real life solutions to some of the health related, biological systems related problems we face, right? And last but not the least, like this one's super interesting. So you have data science, business, and economics at the core of any business. Now, this could be across industries. You can talk about FMCG, you can talk about government, you can talk about anything, is the ability to be able to analyze data for solutions, right? Data-driven decision-making is one of the key factors which can enable a business to grow now. And that's really where this whole degree lies. And it would have also like pathways into digital transformation, financial engineering, as well as policy.
Whichever industry you're in now, data has become so pivotal and so important, right? Everyone is using it to make big business decisions, analyze risk, do all of that stuff. So I think that's a huge scope that's going to be there.
True.
And all of these are engineering degrees, just to confirm.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so they all will be bachelor in technology.
And 4-year programs.
Yes, for 4 years.
And is the campus going? Is it a residential program or?
Oh yeah, it'll be fully residential.
It's
so
a fully
students will stay in hostels.
Okay.
In Mohali, on campus.
Okay. Okay. So if someone is looking at joining Plaksha, are there particular entrance exams? I mean, what is the entire admission procedure and how does that work?
Sure. So I think that's one thing which differentiates us, that we are not planning to have our own entrance exam. It will be a holistic admissions process. And first, let me just talk a little bit about the kind of student we want, right? At the end of the day, these are very academically rigorous programs. So we want a student with an academic bent of mind, but we also want them to have a tinkering mindset, the passion for technology, to be able to actually use it, to create things, to build things. And that's a big part of everything which we are planning to do, as well as be curious, like be open to learning, have that mindset where they are socially conscious, they're able to look at the society from a different lens. That's really the kind of student we're looking at. How the admissions process is going to work is we will have an online application. So the online application form would consist of few essays, there would be an option of either giving a video essay or a written essay, as well as like submit artifacts of any creativity any creative work which you may have done. So this could be, any academic projects you've taken up, any builder projects, maker projects. It could be any kind of extracurricular activities, sports, leadership positions, all of those, right? The second part,
most top colleges nowadays, I think just academic performance is insufficient, correct? You want a well-rounded individual. You want to see what else the student has done. So I also keep emphasizing on students that you have to look at building your profile overall, right? It's not just about scoring well in an exam in that sense.
yeah, that, and also I think it's important to give a student a chance, right? Like they would have shown like excellence in a lot of different things. So I think it's the ability to be able to look at a student holistically and not just look at marks. So that's one thing. But on the academic assessment side, we are looking at accepting scores from 4 different tests. So one is SAT, then second is ACT, third of JEE Mains. Fourth one is KVPY, which is Kishore Vaigyanik Protsahan Yojana. It's a government scholarship.
Yeah.
So if you've given either of these, we need one of the scores for sure. And along with, we'll ask for transcripts of grades 9, 10th, 11, 12 to get an understanding.
It's interesting that you're taking 9 to 12 because most of them are just asking for the 12th then, because I think it shows a pattern of how a student has consistently performed over the years.
Exactly. So, to give them that chance and not just be dependent on 1 year.
Yeah.
On the basis of this, we will shortlist a student for the next round, and that would be an interview round.
Oh.
And that interview is really to understand a child more, like, get to know more about their interests, let them explain some of the things they've done, and let them ask us any questions as well.
Super. Okay. And then you go into your virtual interaction where they're going to have a personal interview, and that also. Super. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Natasha, we've heard about the Tech Leaders Fellowship, which is in partnership with Berkeley and Purdue University. Now, this brings together, as I understand, the work streams of human mind and machine learning. Can you tell us a little more about this?
Sure. So the Tech Leaders Fellowship is a 1-year residential master's level program. We launched our inaugural batch last year, and the students just graduated last Saturday. So, they had their virtual convocation. We had Dr. Abhijit Banerjee, who's Nobel laureate and also part of Plaksha's academic advisory board, gave the convocation address. And it's just been a year, like a roller coaster year, but absolutely fascinating, right? The mission of the fellowship is really to create tech leaders in India for the world. The focus is on upcoming technologies, right? When you talk about AI, ML, and how you can actually apply them in a technical and a social context, that's really where the heart of the fellowship lies. And to be able to create leaders and focus on self and leadership, on different motivations, how they can lead organizations, become product managers. In terms of how the structure is, it's a 1-year program which has been co-designed and co-delivered with the University of California, Berkeley. And it's broken down into 8 terms. So students actually in their 6th term also do a capstone project where they work with industries, they work with research organizations, with professors, and some of them also started their own entrepreneurship, like they've become entrepreneurs. And we've had over 30 plus visiting faculty this year. The inaugural batch has 59 fellows, and the next batch starts on August 31st. So it's been a very exciting year.
So students nowadays are also interested in looking at summer programs, right? Where they want to come and have like an immersive experience. So does Plaksha offer something like this?
Yeah, so our summer school program, it's called the Young Tech Scholars. So really, it's a 2-week summer school program which happens in June, and it's for students from grades 9 to 11th.
Okay.
At this program, we are basically like, it's very hands-on, it's very interdisciplinary. Some of the things like this year, our program went online because of COVID, of course, but yet we managed to make sure that the hands-on experience wasn't taken away from the students. We got kits delivered to their homes. Students still build working devices.
Delivered to their homes also.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
And we had like teaching assistants who helped them throughout, and they actually built working devices, right? And these are all at the heart of at the intersection of AI, augmented reality, biological systems. And it's just fascinating when you see all of these young tech scholars working together from different grades and what they're able to come up with. And, just to hear the stories about what problems they want to solve, it's amazing. Absolutely.
I think it's just amazing. Like the youth of today are just so full of ideas, and even at such a young age, right? They're ready to kind of go out there and try different things. And that's really, really inspiring. Yeah. Superb.
Yeah. And building that mindset, right? Like having that tinkering mindset to be able to build things. And that's really what engineering is all about.
Absolutely. So if someone is looking at applying to Plaksha, when do the admissions normally open?
The admission cycle will open up in October.
In October. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay. So I'm also going to be sharing details about how you can contact Plaksha University in the description below. So any of you who are interested in pursuing further courses or getting more information, do check it out. And I just wanted to say thank you, Natasha. Thank you so much for being on our show today and providing us all this information.
Thank you so much, Pooja. It's been a pleasure to be here.
It's
been lovely talking to you.
Likewise. And it's really exciting to see the future of education and how things are changing and how different universities are coming together to offer students a multitude of courses. So looking forward. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you.
Our objective at Aspire Career Advisory is to enable students to understand more about their skills, their aptitude, their interests and personality, and help them combine all of this to identify the right career path and higher education option. If you are confused about what you want to do going ahead, do reach out to us at the details given below, and we can help you discover the right career path. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel Aspire, as KYC or Know Your College will be bringing you many more interviews over the next following weeks with top colleges.